One of the most fascinating things to me about Germany is the driving culture over there. I mean, I have never seen people so civilized when driving through the beautiful country of Deutschland. Now, it's insane because in the United States, it's a very different story. People drive extra reckless. People are on edge. There is road rage incidences that are out the wazoo, so people feel unsafe on the roads a lot of times. And it's reflected based on the driving schools that we have in the United States. I mean, it costs what, $30 for a driver's license, whereas in Germany, you're spending upwards of 3,000 euro for a driver's license. Huh? Like, oh my gosh, the Fahrschule is insane. I mean, it's diabolical. So I wanted to kind of cover something a little interesting today, because when I was in Germany this last time, I wound up actually driving. I got behind the wheel of a vehicle and drove through Germany, and it was insane. I felt like I was the crazy person on the road for how flawless the traffic was. I mean, the Autobahn was a little scary. I mean, I've gone through that, beating it into the ground like a dead horse, but I will say it was a very fun experience on top of that. So there's an interesting video that's been circling around the internet recently. We're gonna be reading the comments, and I want to kind of read your comments as well, but it's basically wer ist schuld, and it's basically like who is in the right? Radfahrer oder Autofahrer. Now the video shows a vehicle driving and a biker also riding his bike right behind the vehicle. Now the vehicle brake checks the biker on accident, and a little altercation occurs. So before we get started, go ahead, like this video, and let me know what you guys think of the following clip we're about to analyze. Car takes off, is about to make a right, and then boom! Diabolical. And let's just look at this one more time. So you have the car taking off and stuff. I'm pretty sure the light is turning green, right? And for some reason, while it's about to make this right, it slows down for some reason. I don't know why. It slows down right about here. The biker is about to make a left, not a left turn, but I guess it's trying to move around the vehicle because the vehicle can't decide what direction it's going in. And then his head literally goes through the back windshield of the car, shattering all the glass and everything. I mean, that's kind of insane. The driver gets out. The biker seems a lot more calm than I'd be in a situation like that. And herein lies our problem. So let's go ahead and look at the comments here. So if I click the comments, we have our top comment here, which is Ich denke, die hier relevanten Articles in hier. So, ist ausreichender Raum vorhanden, dürfen Radfahrende und Motorfahrende die Fahrzeuge, die auf dem rechten Fahrstreifen warten, mit mäßiger Geschwindigkeit und besonderer Vorschritt rechts überholen. And so this is like one of the rules pretty much. Now I need to translate this because I really don't know what that says. If there is sufficient space, cyclists and moped riders may overtake vehicles waiting in the right-hand lane on the right at a moderate speed and with particular caution. And then the bottom one auf Deutsch is, wer einbiegen will, muss entgegenkommende Fahrzeuge durchfahren lassen. Schienenfahrzeuge, Fahrräder mit Hilfsmotorfahrräder und Elektrokleinstfahrzeuge auch dann, wenn sie auf oder neben der Fahrbahn in der gleichen Richtung fahren. Man, I read that like a kindergartner. Which basically says anyone who wants to turn must let oncoming vehicles pass, including rail vehicles, bicycles with auxiliary motors, bicycles with electric vehicles, and even if they're traveling in the same direction or next to the road. So basically this individual provided, you know, a couple articles from an actual law that would dictate what would happen, who's really at fault. So I guess the next portion of this comment is, jetzt ist erst die Frage, ob die Kamera noch auswarten gilt und ob besondere Vorsicht seitens des Radfahrers vorhanden ist. Es ist eher nein. Zweiteres eindeutig nein. Der Radfahrer hatte die Kamera eher nicht überholen dürfen, und wenn dann nur mit deutlich geringerer Geschwindigkeit. Good God. Sorry. Butchered all of that. So obviously, I'm going to translate that as well because I have no idea what that, I mean, I know what part of it says. It says the first question is whether the camera is still considered to be waiting and whether the cyclist is being particularly careful. The first question is probably not, and the second is definitely not. The cyclist should not have overtaken the camera, and if he did, then only at a much lower speed. So I don't understand why they called it a camera, but he shouldn't have overtaken the vehicle in front of him. But when when he did, you know, obviously it caused a lot of problems. It seemed like the biker was kind of in a rush, so I think in this case the biker is probably in the wrong. But also, why did the vehicle stop the way it did? It just randomly like paused for no reason, bro. There was no car approaching the vehicle or driving in the vehicle's direction to slow it down from doing what it needed to do, which was turn right, which it seemed like that was its intention. So I have no idea why that happened. Der Autofahrer scheint dann sogar noch stehen zu bleiben und nach 9 den Radfahrer auf der rechten Seite vorbeizulassen, womit der Radfahrer nicht gerechnet hat. Er wollte augenscheinlich links vorbei. Aufgrund seiner, oh my god, unangemessenen Geschwindigkeit konnte der Radfahrer nicht mehr rechtzeitig anhalten. Ich würde sagen, sehr eindeutig für des Radfahrer. So I guess the responsibility falls on the cyclist and not the vehicle, but I think the vehicle caused the problem, if that makes sense. So it says basically the driver then appears to stop and let the cyclist pass on the right in accordance with Article 9. What the cyclist did not expect is that he obviously wanted to pass on the left. Due to his inappropriate speed, the cyclist wasn't able to stop in time. Okay, so that's actually what I did not understand as well. So I guess the driver noticed that the biker was going pretty quickly, so the driver slowed down to let the biker pass on the right, but the biker was trying to pass on the left but was going too fast, and it presumably, you know, got him packed up. I mean, his head got put through the vehicle. You feel me? So that was pretty crazy. So the next comment says, Ich bin ganz sicher kein Car-Brain, aber ich wüsste hier nicht, wie man dem Autofahrer die Schuld an den Unfall geben könnte. So I'm not a car brain or a car fanatic, but I do know that in here, I don't see how anybody could blame the driver, basically. I don't know. Initially, I was about to blame the driver. Maybe this is an open and shut case. To me, it looked very wonky. I'm like, okay, well, I personally think that the driver had something to do with it. He could have just kept going. I mean, a car is faster than a bike at the end of the day. He wasn't about to hit dude. Just hit the gas a little bit, make the right, and then you could have avoided that whole situation. But I do get that he did see an incoming bike like going crazy fast, almost right up on his bumper. So instead of possibly colliding with the bike, which he inevitably did, he tried to give some space for the biker to pass on the right in accordance with that Article 9 stuff. So the next comment underneath here though is, man muss immer damit rechnen, dass der Verkehrsteilnehmer vor einem bremst. This is a dative sentence. So man muss immer damit rechnen, dass der Steilnehmer, oh my god, I can't. Steilnehmer vor einem bremst. Besonders auf Kreuzungen, obviously. Das Fahrzeug mit der Dashcam ist ja auch nicht das Auto reingefahren. So right here, it's basically you always have to expect that the driver in front of you will brake, especially at intersections. Obviously, the vehicle with the dash cam didn't drive into the car either. True. What are the brakes called here? Like, the car had barely started moving when the cyclist came shooting at it. That is true. So the car was moving from a complete stop, which obviously prompted the response it did. It's like it was barely moving to begin with. So it's like, okay, let me just stop and let this biker get by. And then instead of that, like the biker kind of just packed himself up. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This is an unpopular opinion, but I really thought it was the driver's fault. I thought it was low-key both of their faults. The driver for anticipating the biker and the biker for anticipating the driver, but the driver for just randomly hitting the brake. Like, bro, what? But I guess you guys' rules are a bit different. Maybe we have a rule that's the same. I'm not really like well versed when it comes to the driving rules on that level, you know what I'm saying? I just know avoid collision at all cost. Okay, so the next comment right here is, wohin fährt der Radfahrer überhaupt? Einfach auf den Mittelstreifen, versucht links abzubiegen, will geradeaus? So this one is like, where's the cyclist actually going? Just onto the middle of the stiff one? Is he trying to turn left? Does he want to go straight? Like no one knows what the biker's intent was when he was riding this bike. He was going crazy fast, and it was very impossible to anticipate his move. You know what I mean? It was very difficult. So I guess the general consensus is that the driver was not at fault, which definitely went completely against what I was thinking. I was thinking that, you know, maybe the driver was at fault, but apparently not. So I definitely read that situation wrong, which again, I'm gonna have to go and do a deep dive into the rules of the road for Deutschland, bro, because I definitely was not well versed in that at all. So we have another comment here. It says, was soll denn der Autofahrer gemacht haben? Der hat einscheiden sogar den Radfahrer gesehen, deswegen auch gestoppt. Wenn der Radfahrer aber mit Überschalltempo ankommt, braucht man sich nicht wundern. And that pretty much is, oh, he's a top 1% commenter. Okay, Mr. 1%. What did the driver do wrong? He apparently even saw the cyclist, which is why he stopped. But if the cyclist comes at supersonic speed, you shouldn't be surprised. Again, another comment reinforcing exactly what we've been saying, or what y'all have been saying. The driver was not in the wrong at all. But that's insane. I thought the vehicle was in the wrong, bro. Okay, hear me out. Let me cook real quick. I'm not going to cook at all, but just hear me out. I thought that since the vehicle abruptly stopped, that pretty much sealed the deal for the biker. Like he could have kept going. Like, yes, you could see somebody behind you going crazy fast. And I know the car was also moving from a stopped pace. So two things he could have done to prevent this. A, he could have just waited until the biker passed him if the biker was going that fast. Or B, he could have slammed on his gas and made that right. So he could have avoided the altercation altogether. But maybe he didn't see the biker until the biker was like right up literally on his bumper when he was making that abrupt call to hit his brakes, you know? So, yeah, I guess I have a better idea of what actually happened, because it seems the general consensus is that the biker was trying to actually pass on the left-hand side and not the right, because according to that Article 9 thing, apparently you can pass on the right in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I was wrong, man. I'm sorry. Let me know what y'all's opinion is in the comments down below. Do any of you guys think that the driver was in the wrong at all? Like, is it just me? It's probably just me. I'm just saying. But sorry for the lack of uploads so far this year, guys. I've been working viciously to make sure the videos are coming out a little bit better, higher quality a little bit, and you know, I also have some other stuff working and cooking behind the scenes for you guys. So I will see you soon. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.